Hi everyone, this is Muhammad Amir Khan. So today's video is about dynamic join in SAP HANA. Okay, so let's start. So I have an example to demonstrate dynamic join. Okay, so before coming to that example, let me go through few points which is necessary to understand before going to the example. Okay, so dynamic join can be used only when we have more than one join key. So if we are having two tables and if I want to join those two tables, I need a common field or a common key to join those two tables. So dynamic join comes into picture when we have more than one join key. Okay, so if we have only one join key, then dynamic join could not be applied on those kind of joins. So we need to have more than one join key. And the second point is, it's not a type of join, it's just a property. When we apply an inner join between two tables, okay, then when we click on the connection or the line between two tables or the join between two tables, then upon clicking that connection we get a properties window. In that properties window we have an option called dynamic join. We need to enable that flag to act to use the properties of or to get use or get advantage of dynamic join. Okay, next point is, if we used dynamic join, the join condition changes with respect to the joining keys which you are introducing or displaying in the output. So this point you'll come to know when I go through the example. Okay, so no issues. So let's say we have two joining keys. We are joining two tables upon two fields, for example. Okay, so we need to use or display any one of the joining keys at the result output. Okay, if we let's say we have region and sales order name as joining keys between two tables. If we are using neither of the keys or neither of the fields in the result output, then we get a runtime error. So we need to use any one of the joining key in the result output. This is one of the conditions. Okay, so in non-dynamic join or in static join, so if we are not using the property of dynamic join, then it's up to us if we can use one joining key or two joining keys or all the fields or none of the joining keys. It doesn't matter. So the we get the result output accordingly. Okay, so as I said, dynamic join is not a type of a join, it's just a property or a flag which we need to enable to get use or to get advantage of it. Okay, okay, let's go to an example to understand what exactly dynamic join is all about. Okay, so I have a template on the screen, so we in which we have 8 entries. Okay, so I have four fields: sales order number, region, sales order name, and net amount. Right, so I have 8 entries, 4 entries for APAC region and 4 entries for Europe region. Okay, so next I have sales order name and net amount, their respective net amount. Okay, perfect. So to demonstrate this, I use the table, this table which have 8 entries. I'm using the same table in two projections, both the projection 1 and projection 2. Right, so the only difference is in the projection 1 I am using all the fields: sales order number, region, sales order name, and the net amount. The net amount is aggregated by grouping the dimensions, that is sales order number, region, and sales order name. In the second projection I have only three fields. I do not have the field sales order number. Okay, the net amount is grouped only based on region and sales order number, which are the key fields which are joined or connected to the projection 1 in join 1. Okay, so this net amount which you are seeing on the screen, 10,000, 14,000, and all, so this is from projection 1. Okay, this is from projection 1. So this is aggregated upon grouping sales order number, sales order name, sales order number, region, and sales order name. Okay, this is grouped based on this one, right? So this is projection 2. The projection 2 have only three entries: region, sales order number, which are the joining keys, and also the total amount. The total amount is based out of the aggregation by grouping region and sales order names. Okay, this sales order number does not comes into picture. Perfect. So I'm using the same table, the sample table, or the table which we have seen in the source table is this one. And projection 1 have all the 4 fields and all the 8 entries as is. And in projection 2 we do not have region. Okay, sorry, we do not have the sales order number, so we have only 3 fields, and then amount is based out on grouping region and sales order name. Perfect. So when a group, here I'm, let's say I'm removing the sales order number, don't count the sales order number. I have region, sales order name, and net amount. The table is same, the fields are only 3 fields. So region, there are region and sales order name as are dimensions. So if we have common records for these two fields, for these two dimensions, then it groups by and aggregate the amount against those dimension fields. Okay, against the values of those dimensions, region and sales order name. So a pack and car have two entries, like for sales order number 1 and 2 we have a pack and we have car, same. So it clubs into single record, and the amount, net amount, is grouped or aggregated, and it shows 24 lakhs. And for APAC auto we have only one entry, right? And for Europe, for this also only one entry, and for Europe and car we have two entries. So these are the dimensions, right? In projection 2, these are the dimension. So for, if we have multiple dimension for these two region and sales order name, it groups and the measure field or the total amount gets aggregated, right? So Europe car uh, is repeated twice, so I'm grouping them and doing a sum for 20 and 15, that is 35,000. So in this way the projection 2 is built. Projection 2 is built, right? Projection 2 is built by excluding the field sales order number, and here we are grouping the region and sales order name if they are same, and aggregating the amount. So these are the two projections. Fine. So right, okay, so this is projection 1, projection 2, that is clear. So if I join projection 1 and projection 2, if I join projection 1 and projection 2 with all the fields, then I get this output. So these are the 4 fields which are from the table 1 or projection 1, and this is the field from projection 2. So for one car, for one APAC car and 10 lakhs, I have a total amount of 24 lakhs, right? So when I go here, so it has 24 lakhs against a pack and car. Against a pack and car, it has 24 lakhs. So I am writing this 24 lakhs two times. Against a pack and car, against Europe and car, 35 lakhs. Against Europe and car we have two entries. So against Europe and car, if I see here, we have 20 plus 15, that is 35 lakhs. So 35 lakhs is here. So this 35 lakhs, this 35 lakhs is displayed against the Europe and car two times. Okay, this is how the total amount is displayed again. So the total amount is aggregated based out of grouping, region and sales order alone, but not sales order number. Net amount is grouped or aggregated based on grouping, sales order number, region and sales order name. That is part of projection 1. So this is one important point which we need to understand. This is slightly confusing if you are not understanding this part. So the point is, total amount is aggregated by grouping, region and sales order alone, but net amount is calculated by grouping these three fields. Okay, that's fine. That should not be an issue or not be a confusion now. So again, so this till here everything looks okay, no issues. Now when I remove the region field here, when I remove the region field, I get the 8 entries in this manner. Okay, I don't have the region. If you can say, you can see a sales order number and name and net amount and total amount. Okay, so I don't have the field region. So if I don't have the field region, I get the 8 entries this way. Okay, this way. Since we have sales order number, sales order name are the dimensions. So if we have the same sales order number name more than once, then it groups those dimensions and aggregate the net amount upon sales order number and sales order name. As the sales order as the amount is aggregated upon sales order number, region and name, since we do not have the region here, it sales order net amount is aggregated upon sales order number and sales order name. Okay, that's fine. So okay, let me go further down. So one car is repeated twice here. Okay, one car, the dimensions are repeated twice. So I'm clubbing this two records and I'm aggregating the net amount and writing it here. So this is without region. Okay, so this is without region. Since we have two dimensions here, sales order number and sales order name. Okay, sales order number and sales order name, so it groups by here. Okay, so yeah, so here for uh, two and car, right? So for two and car, there are two entries, so it groups these two entries and aggregates the net amount and total amount accordingly. Okay, so in the same way we get these five entries. These five entries are based out of uh, four fields: sales order number, sales order name, net amount and total amount. Okay, so this is our output. Okay, so this net amount and total amount are, so forget about net amount. This total amount is upon this total amount is 1,70,000. How we are getting is, we are getting based upon this join. Okay, let me come again here. So as we understand, like for one and car, 30,000 is upon aggregating 10,000 and 10,000 and 20,000, right? So these are the same dimension. In the same way, we are doing the calculation for all the fields. So all the fields, this is fine. So and again, this total amount is also aggregated upon this field on this table only. Okay, so 24 plus 35 is 59. In the same way, 24 for two car 35 is 59 lakhs. The same way 3 4 also calculated based on these values. So what I wanted to say here is, first the join takes place, then the aggregation is happened upon this join. So the aggregation is happening on these tables. If you can see 24 plus 35, we are referring this table all the time to find the total amount. Okay, but this should not be the case. This should not be the case. Okay, so let me tell you how it should be. So here we have sales order number. This is with dynamic join. This was without dynamic join. Okay, so without dynamic join, what it happened is it took the total amount from the table which is already joined, upon region and sales order number, right? So this table is joined upon region and sales order number, and the values of total amount are upon region and sales order number. These values are specific to the region and sales order number. These are the same values which is there in this table. So this I am writing is as is. So these values are upon the fields region and sales order number, but here in the last template we do not include the region here. So my total amount should not be based out of region and sales order name, right? So region and sales order, but these values are from the table or from the result of the joining table, which are upon region and sales order name, right? Region and sales order name. So you're getting the point. So this total amount is based out of the joining table which is upon region and sales order number. This total amount is calculated upon region and amount. Okay, so but when we come to this table, this does not have region. Okay, this table does not have region, but still it takes the values from the table which had region and sales order name, which is wrong. Okay, let's see how the correct calculation looks like. So in this table, in aggregation table, we have sales order number, sales order name. These are fine. So one car and 30,000 is aggregated upon sales order number and sales order name. So we have two entries and it is 30,000. That is fine. So this is also 29,000, and this column should not have any issues. The issue rises on this column. So okay, so this 59,000 is based on uh, the total amount is aggregated upon sales order name and region. Since we do not have the region, it is aggregated on the sales order name alone. Okay, right? So it's not on sales order number, right? It is from projection 2. It is this is grouped based on sales order name. Right? Okay, so car is twice and net amount is like 30 plus 29 for this dimension, car dimension. 30 plus 29, that is 15,000. This is right, this is fine. For against car we have 59 lakhs, sorry, 59 lakhs, 59 lakhs in total amount. So now comes next bike. So this is our dimension which we need to group. Okay, we are not grouping sales order number for total amount. Okay, because it is from projection 2. Projection 2 does not have that, and it is only based on the sales order name. Okay, so if I group this, it is 2,30,000, and I'm writing 2,30,000 against the bike. So here against bike we are getting different results, 2,30,000 and 1,70,000, which is incorrect because this calculation is done upon the join which have region and sales order name both, and this aggregation is done upon this particular table only. Okay, so first aggregation takes place here, then the join comes into picture. Here the aggregation is done upon the join, so first join takes place, then the aggregation comes into picture. So this is incorrect. The aggregation, the total amount should be based on grouping sales order number, sorry, sales order name and region. Okay, so here since we do not have the region in this table, so we need to group it by sales order name alone, right? But it is not happening. What happening is, it is taking the values, these values are taken up, these values are taken up from the result of the join, from the result of the join, that is this values are taken from here, simply here or here. So these both are same. So the values or the calculation or the aggregation is taking place upon the joined table, this table, which is upon region and sales order name, which is incorrect. So we wanted the aggregated value to happen on uh, irrespective of region. So we do not want to count the region here, consider the region here. So it should happen only on the car. So it happening only on the car, only on the sales order name. So this is correct, right? So this is what all about dynamic join. It also improves the performance. Every time it does not goes to the join with all the key fields, it and aggregates, it aggregates only upon the only upon the displayed joined columns. Okay, so yeah, this is one. And result also, output result also, it gives the accurate output result, the dynamic join. If the customer wants the total amount to be calculated upon the upon region, or upon region and sales order name, or only on the sales order name, so it can be done using dynamic join. When we use the static join, then it does the aggregation first upon all the joining, all the joining keys, and after the join, it aggregates to only those values with all the joining keys. Okay, so yeah, this is it for dynamic join. I think I have explained it in very clear way. So if you have any questions, you can you can comment, you can post your comment, I'll respond to that. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. So I'll come up with other topics soon. So till then, bye, have a nice day. Thank you.